The world as we see it today didn't snowball into what it is currently from nowhere. Several types of research and discoveries unearth a lot of things. While we may have been lucky to make these discoveries that will benefit us in the long run, some have just been downright shocking. Today we'll be talking about the 10 most shocking recent discoveries. Before we dive into this list, make sure to leave a like on this video. Also, if you would like to join this month's Star 5 giveaway of a brand new iPhone 13, then all you have to do is subscribe to our channel and watch this video until the end to find and comment the hidden message. Good luck! At number 10, the earliest history of human use symbols. In what seems like combined research work, archaeologists from the University of Haifa, the Hebrew University, and a team of archaeologists from France's Le Centre National de la Recherche Scientifique discovered what seems to be the earliest signs of symbols used by the men of old. It was discovered on a bone fragment. Interestingly, the fragment doesn't look like it suffered any sort of damage over the years, and similar etchings were found on other sides of the bone. The discovery made the archaeologists conclude that they have discovered pieces of evidence that hold symbolic relevance. After conducting a thorough analysis, the team of researchers were convinced that the manner of the carvings on the bone indicates a deliberate effort made by man to make symbols on the bone. At number 9, 3,500-year-old city of Egypt. Unlike the common discovery of historical artifacts or symbols, the discovery of a complete city in Egypt in 2020 marked the second most significant discovery after Tutankhamun's tomb. The city was said to have existed during the period of the 9th pharaoh of the 18th dynasty known as Amenhotep III. The discovery of mud bricks bearing the seal of the 9th pharaoh was what made archaeologists conclude about the time frame the city must have existed. Quite a number of the houses discovered were found to have walls that are still intact and interiors containing household tools common during that era. The most significant discovery in the city was a vessel that had an inscription showing that it used to contain preserved meats meant for the Heb-Sed festival at the time. At number 8, a Roman ceremonial chariot. A team of archaeologists from Torre Annunziata and Pompeii were carrying out a rescue excavation attempt to stop illegal looting by those looking for historical treasures when they came across something shocking. This was a very intact Roman chariot found in Pompeii, a city thought to have been buried under volcanic ash in the 79 AD eruption of Mount Vesuvius. Several of the body parts of the chariot were found still very much in place. This included the four wheels, its iron components, and floral decorations. At number 7, an 11,000-year-old parade site. As part of a much bigger excavation expedition that began in 2019, a prehistoric parade site with several phallus-shaped pillars and human head carvings was discovered by archaeologists in Turkey. On closer inspection, researchers realized that there were several other buildings connected to it. After further investigation, all evidence suggested that it was used for a ceremonial function like a parade, which will see people enter through one end of the building and exit through the other. The parade was mostly done in front of the pillars and the human head carvings, so this could have been some sort of ancient ritual. At number 6, a 4,400-year-old wooden serpent staff. In what was described as one of the most unique discoveries of any wooden artifact in Europe, the wooden serpent staff was the subject of a 2019 excavation. The staff, which measures about a half meter in length, has a serpent-like shape and is found to have retained its preserved state upon discovery. This was attributed to the site of discovery, which happens to be a wetland environment. It's quite possible that this serpent staff once belonged to a shaman existing in the Stone Age. This was the era where there was a strong connection between the people and snakes. In ancient times, many people believed that snakes held significant spiritual importance. At number 5, the oldest known human footprints. The discovery, made in Mexico, became an eye-opener to earlier debates among the Americas archaeologists who didn't seem to agree on when the first set of humans came to the continent. While some had argued that it was around 16,000 years ago, others have claimed that it was no longer than 13,000 years ago due to various artifacts of the Clovis people that served as proof. However, multiple layers of footmarks, which were identified through radiocarbon dating techniques, showed that the footprints existed about 10,000 years before the Clovis people. And here's what that means. This footprint could be traced back to about 23,000 to 26,000 years ago. A careful analysis of the footprints showed that they belonged to teenagers and mostly children. Other footprints were identified to be from possible extinct animals like dire wolves and sloths. At number 4, Europe's oldest known 3D map. The earliest known cartographic map was found on a stone slab while digging through a prehistorical burial ground in France by a team of multinational archaeologists. The stone slab had the layout of a real map and motifs joined by lines. It also included several other components used to identify a prehistoric map. The deliberate effort made by the designer of the map to make it a 3D shape was attributed by archaeologists to a desire to represent the valley of the river Odet and the river's various networks. The historical map shows a highly hierarchical political setting popular at the time. However, they ended up burying this map because the people of the Bronze Age weren't fans of elitism. At number 3, a 4,300-year-old war monument. In what was described as the oldest known pyramid in honor of a dead army, archaeologists in Syria discovered a pyramid with a carefully structured arrangement of war heroes. It's quite possible that this monument is at least 4,300 years old. The bones were, however, said to possibly be from an ancient battleground. The pyramid now has several modern buildings surrounding it. According to the locals, sunlight usually leads to a glistening at the top of the pyramid. After digging up the burial site, archaeologists discovered even more shocking sights. Some of the dead were buried with pellets, while others had the ancient Syrian popular draft animal called kunga buried beside them. Rumors suggest that the items they were buried with are related to the roles that they played on the battleground. At number 2, the human dragon species. Human dragon? Yes, a human dragon. Some scientists claim to have discovered an earlier species of man, which points to evidence that they may have evolved from a dragon-like form. The discovered skull is said to be over 130,000 years old. This ancient skull was only rediscovered in 2018 after being earlier discovered in 1933 by a man who kept it hidden in a well for 85 years but only informed his relatives about it before his death. Further analysis showed that the skull might belong to a man who died at the age of 50. Scientists described the skull as nothing close to any human skull they had ever seen. According to them, it has a really huge head, big eye sockets, a gigantic brow ridge, and a very broad nose and jaw. The cause of his death was, however, unknown despite a slight depression on the skull, which could be from a possible healed wound. And at number 1, a prehistoric Roman crucifixion. According to the account of the archaeologists that discovered these human remains, a man thought to be a slave between the age of 25 and 30 may have been painfully crucified. His heel bone showed that a nail was hammered right through it. The skeleton also had thinning in his leg bones, which suggested that he may have been chained to a wall before he was crucified. His remains were found in a grave that contained 47 other people who could have all been slaves as well. Most parts of his skeletons were battered to show that the man might have been heavily tortured to death. Due to the era that this happened, it is possible that this is the result of a very serious crime like rebellion or treason. And with that, we end today's video. What qualifies as the most shocking recent discovery? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe and give us a like, and don't forget to turn on your post notifications so you never miss a video from Star 5. Thanks for watching.